Hi everyone, welcome to week 3. This week we are going to be continuing with our narrative arguments that we're actually going to be turning in at the end of next week. So let's go ahead and get started. I just wanted to show you kind of on our modules where we're at. If you look here in this narrative argument module, you'll see our assignments for this week. We've got the brainstorming activity, we've got the descriptive writing activity, we have a conference, and so all of these things are going to be due this week. Plus, if you scroll down a little bit, we have this West Reading Notes assignment, okay? And then we have Abdurraqib's Reading Notes assignment due on Wednesday. So let's go ahead and look. This is our West Reading Notes assignment, this story by Lindy West. I just wanted to give you a heads up. I had to do some formatting changes with this because it was showing up as it wasn't accessible. So, and it's still not really looking quite right to me, and so I'm sorry about that. Let me know if anybody has any trouble reading this one, and I can give you an alternate version of it. The other thing I wanted to say is that, so I really want you to get started, especially thinking about topics for your narrative argument. This is going to be the hardest part of this paper, is just thinking about figuring out what you want to write about, okay? And so I wanted to build in some scaffolding for this to make sure that you have a little bit of time to get some ideas. So our first activity this week is going to be brainstorming activity. I want you to respond to one or more of these prompts from the New York Times. Every year they come up with new prompts for students to kind of give them, this is a very common writing assignment, to give them sort of a leg up on what to write about for their papers. So here is our over 600 prompts for narrative and personal writing, and there's a bunch of different links in here that'll give you different prompts for things you could write about. And if you want, you can click into them and get see what another student has written about this topic. But there are 600, so feel free to just keep on scrolling. If nothing is speaking to you, there's so many more. And I also included this one with picture prompts because I know a lot of us are like very visual and maybe artistic, and so this could be something that could be more inspiring. And so if you want, you can also look in here and look at some of these visual cues to get some ideas of things you could write about. I want to make sure and remind everyone that we have conferences this week. Conferences are worth 1 point or 1% of your grade in the class, and it's going to be very casual. You can do the conference in person or online. I think a lot of people just kind of, this isn't quite due yet, and so people haven't seen it. So maybe I'll go ahead and make a 0 points assignment just to remind people to sign up for this. So if you have already signed up, I'm going to see some of you today. I have some of you on the schedule for Wednesday, but I still have a lot of spots open if anybody needs to sign up for a conference. I know you're not going to want to miss that point. So yeah, make sure you get signed up and we can make sure I get to meet you this week. Please let me know if you have any questions about any assignments this week. It should be a good week to get you reading other people's narratives and kind of thinking about your own narrative. That's the goal for this week. And so please try and focus on, what do you think you're going to write your narrative argument about, right? Next week we have peer review, and then on Sunday, that following Sunday, it's going to be due. So make sure that you're getting started on that. It's 3 pages double spaced. It's not very long, but it will feel much easier if you already know what the topic's going to be, okay? So please let me know, and I'll see you next week.